January the 22nd, 2017. This is Everett Pierce. And we have just before 2 p.m. Arizona time. Now, this is part 2 of the carpet of knowledge. That this carpet is speaking to me on many different levels. It's energy. As long as it's energy, it stores energy. And it talks to me. You say, yeah, oh, Everett's a schizophrenic. Oh my God. Okay. So when the Democrats, especially the radicalized Democrats, when they start throwing the idea of authoritarian, they're singing words that they do not know. Authoritative. And you say, well, wait a minute, okay. And you say, but we love carpets. And it's like, la, 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 la. I say, oh yeah, okay. But no, you're not supposed to take up the carpet. And says, okay, sit down, shut up, you ignorant fool. And then I show you all the dirt that you're subjected to. Well, that wasn't me. I didn't bring that in. And say, zero accountability. So saying, oh shoot, yeah, it's been months. I suppose you're supposed to clean a carpet every more than 6 months. And not to mention, of course, the carpet's laid, so when you have the mat, and right here was a previous owner. This is not from me, I can tell you that much. I mean, there might be a small degree, because we're always carrying in dirt on the bottom of our shoes, but that's why we wipe our feet when we come in. Or just take our shoes off, like Asians do. So now, the owner, I have to clean the swamp here, and I literally got to clean it up. And then, so, especially with the radicalized Democrats, is now they're saving face. They're trying everything is to zero accountability, to say, oh, it wasn't me. Well, I can tell you one thing. I haven't lived here for that long, and I'm just thankful to have a roof over my head. I can tell you one thing. That wasn't from me. That is years of buildup. Okay, years of buildup. And if you smell it, it's not urine from my dogs. We're talking about urine from other dogs. Okay, you didn't really smell it so much once the carpet is down. But now the carpet's up and you're like, holy smokes. If you're in my position right now, you'd be saying, holy cow. Okay. And that's what, it's not fair to Trump and his cabinet member, but for the fact that you should respect them, that they're going to get in there and they're going to take care of business. And like what we're doing here is me cleaning this up. Even though this previous owner had his head in his ass and he didn't know there's a lot of things about him, is now I didn't ask for this. Just like Trump and his cabinet. And it's like them blaming, that's what the technique is actually warfare. It's like they create a situation so if they think a certain individual becomes president, they create a situation so now, and then they tag it to that president as if it was the president. That is why we don't have a middle class. Why we have a lot of oppressed people out there. Why do we have untapped resources out there? And they're going to pin it to him. Even though this was a collective, as they say in the court system, premeditative. And we've seen a lot of that. I can have a video series just on premeditative of our government and the Democrats and especially the radicalized Democrats, hedging your bet and all the tactics that they use. So essentially, if you're here and you are a leader, is an apprentice to be a leader, everything you see in your environment is an element of warfare, teaching you a different element of warfare. And you say, warfare of what? If you're going to be forever alive, you're forever at war with extinction. And it thinks just like you, it walks like you, but in a different form of energy, a different dimension of energy. So, that is a reality. Yin yang, male, female, day, night. I mean, we can go on and on and on of positive, negative. So if you want to be forever alive, then extinction is always on your coattail. And when you become weak, then it possesses you. Okay, and I do not, there's a difference between Lucifer, who's an alpha prime of evolution, versus what is notably labeled as the devil. Something horrific. And in terms of extinction, there's nothing nice about extinction. So you say, ever you've been living in this condition? Well, I don't have many choices. You know, when you're barely just having a roof over your fucking head and eating every couple days and trying to really conserve, you don't have much choice. You know, if I had my choice, I mean, I'd have a style like Donald Trump. But my penthouse would be, I'd have hidden corridors and hidden compartments. I mean, it'd be like a Swiss Army apartment or penthouse. It's going to have more than one function to it. So let this be an example in terms of the carpet of knowledge of how, now, the radicalized Democrats wouldn't dare see themselves down on their knees like you're seeing with me, my hands and feet, and getting dirty. Just like Mike Rowe with the show Dirty Jobs. You know, it's like Dirty Jobs. It's like president. It's like his cabinet. You know, it's a dirty job because people love you, they hate you, and they want to kill you. You know, it's a blessing and a curse. And it's with the evolution of people out there and their mindset, it ends up being more of a curse than anything. You know, so you take the incentive away to even give a damn. That's why you need people like me or Trump and his cabinet who's going to give you, you know, the unconditional love. I mean, I'm going to say, yeah, despite you want to have this carpet, I'm going to knock you over your head, as you would say, authoritative, and I'm going to show you why you're fucking up and why I don't like living with dirt. Dirt is supposed to be outside. When I eat my dinner, that's why cow shit is outside and not on my dinner plate. So that's why we have to understand placement of energy. So, because it teaches the book of life. So no one out there can bitch and complain or be a victim to, well, I don't have the book of life. Bullshit. The book of life is all around you, as I'm illustrating here, using parables and many tools, teaching tools of energy. So we'll keep this one short and simple as to why the Democrats own. It's inseparable to the carpet. Inseparable to the carpet. And why the Republicans are tile. Now, when you go into our state capitol, you don't see fucking carpet in there. You know, so when you look at things, problem solving, you have to see what's in there that's lowering the functionality and what isn't in there. So when you go into the White House, you know, in the Senate and stuff, of course there's carpet in there. Okay, but it's well maintained. But for the majority, the prime aspect of our government, of the White House and the Congress and the Senate, is mostly is tile. Okay, so the carpet is Democrat, and here's a Republican. Now there's something even better. So if we did a polished concrete, and we make it look like marble, it would look like $1 million. But we didn't have to haul in material. So polished concrete would be like a third element or a trinity in that respect. So if I had it my way, you know, my first choice would be polished concrete. And then you can stain it. And then since concrete is different, like DNA, there would be no one house would be the same as the next house. So just using a natural aggregate in the concrete itself, and you polish it like stone or marble. You know, it's like DNA. So, and then if I didn't go with that, I went with my secondary. I would use a tile that looks like wood, but it's also tile, which is what we did with Diane's house, who's also known as Eve in terms of Genesis. So if you look at her house, it looks like a bunch of wood planks, but they're stone. They're tile, and it's immaculate. Okay, and so anyways, I think we'll end it right there because I have to add a variety of teaching qualities, and one of them is try to be as short and simple as I can possibly get. So, and that's not an easy task with someone who is like a Niagara Falls of information in evolution and technology and application, and trying to connect you to try to understand with God, you know, highest level of evolution. So I'm the middleman. I'm not only am I the apprentice, but of God, but I'm also a middleman. Because God says, hey, we really need to have it this way. And then you say, no, I want it like this, like the radicalized Democrats. And say, no, but we like dirt. That's essentially what they're saying. I want to be like a filthy pig in dirt. Okay, it's a parable. It's an analogy, people. I'm not calling anyone out there a filthy pig. But as you can see here, the previous owner did believe in being a filthy pig. So, and that's our job. If we want, if we're going to live here, we're going to do it for the sake of our wellness. So we'll end it right there. This is Everett Pierce on this 22nd day of January 2017. And congratulations to Trump and his whole administration, and to everyone on the Trump train. And I say this with sincerity and endearment, since you've come forward in your cause about doing the right thing. I will literally go to hell and back for each and every one of you. And I will not even question it. You have taken the leap of faith, and that is a very valuable element of energy. I mean, I can bring my army here, and I can force you to think and scare you into certain things. But when you take it upon yourself to take a leap of faith with the things that you use with your collective information and decide upon something, is not only do you evolve, but you open up a whole different realm of energy altogether. And that's what I'm trying to accomplish, is to open up your objective and creative mind to a far greater, standard of living, and trying to keep God from putting its hammer, its wrath upon you, and trying to put reason as a middleman, as there's a negotiator, a mediator between you and it. It's trying to understand you, and you are trying to understand it, and I'm in the middle getting beat all the fuck like Sylvester Stallone and Rocky. Yo, God, I didn't do it. Well, now where Trump is in office, now I'm saying, yo, Trump, we did it. So we're not going to back up on this. And the Democrats need to revamp the way they do things. Their legacy is over. If I have anything to say about it, and I have everything to say about it. So, all bets are off. And that's why Trump has said in his speech, it's done, it's over. Just be aware of that. Because your nonsense will only snitch you out as being the problem versus being the solution to the United States. And not to mention other nations that are looking up to us as big brother and big sister. And we've only given them the illusion we got our head in our ass. So that stops. So you screwed up with your concept of life, and now it's our turn. And the third element is coming in, and it's like, if you're not going to be part of the solution, then stand the fuck to the side and allow us do what we need to do. And that's my nice version of it. So anyways, we'll end it right there. This is Everett Pierce of Einstein 314 on this 22nd day of January 2017. Thank you for your time, and Godspeed.